Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. As you can tell from our background, we are in a Halloween mode. But it's important to remember that Halloween is connected with a Catholic Christian feast that is based in the month of November. So today's Do You Know question is, do you know the meaning and significance of Halloween? It's important to realize that Christianity often baptized pagan feasts in order to take the people's festivities and link them to religious feasts and religious beliefs. And this is true especially of seasons like Easter, Christmas, and Halloween. Halloween takes its name, if we look at it, from the Feast of All Saints' Day, which was appointed on November the 1st in the year 731. So since the feast typically began the evening before with the evening before the feast, the October 31st, the evening before All Saints' Day, was referred to as All Hallows' Eve, or the evening of All Saints' Day, abbreviated as Halloween. And therefore, the origins of where this feast came from is debated to this. There are various theories, but we do know that oftentimes when they baptize the feast, they baptize pagan feasts, and typically we associate it with the Britons, who actually on October the 31st, they would celebrate a major festival in honor of their sun god, giving thanksgiving to their sun god for the light that brought and produced this abundant harvest. The Romans kind of absorbed this festival and dedicated it to the goddess Pomona, who was the goddess of gardens and the festivals and so on. And they celebrated with bonfires, apples, sweets, all the fruits of the harvest and so on. Now, as I said, Christianity came along and baptized these feasts and therefore assigned the 1st of November to All Saints' Day in the year 731. And in the year 998, it assigned November the 2nd to the Feast of All Souls, recalling those people who had gone before us but haven't still been declared saints. And so as a result of that, they also then designated the entire month of November as a time to reflect on our own mortality, our death, as well as eternity. And so many ceremonies developed around, correlated with Halloween. The month of November was ideal because it actually correlated with the barrenness of the earth and the beginning of the death cycle in nature. And so many of these ceremonies that we associated were connected to All Saints' Day. There was the dressing up, the masquerades and so on, was associated with a belief that spirits were leading, on October 31st, spirits were leading souls to their eternal rest, and they would dress up and masquerade so as to scare away the evil spirits so that the souls could go to their eternal rest in peace. The actual dance of death that occurred brought in a lot of the masquerading and so on, occurred the 1300s, 1350 and so on, when the Black Death was very prevalent and developed this whole image of the memento mori, to remember death, so much so that skulls and little skeletons were on people's desks or monasteries to remind them constantly of the possibility of death and to be ready to meet God. Actually, the trick-or-treat tradition also takes it from England, in which people knocked on people's homes on October 31st and requested soul cakes in return for remembering the dead ones or the souls of the dead through the month of November. After the Reformation, England banned all festivities associated with All Saints and All Souls Day, and what actually ended up happening is Halloween kept much of the festivities, but it was separated from the religious basis and foundation that it had. By the way, today we continue to celebrate Halloween, and it's in many ways it's comparatively similar to Mardi Gras. As a matter of fact, Halloween is to the month of November what Mardi Gras is to Lent, namely a period of time to celebrate and enjoy God's creation before we enter into somber reflection on our death and on eternity, and remembering our loved ones during the month of November. As a matter of fact, the Mexican tradition, the Day of the Dead, is El Dia de los Muertos, is celebrated with all sorts of festivities, dressing up with coffins, skulls, picnics at cemeteries are all part of the celebration. So I think as we recall today, with regards to Halloween, it's important that we continue the festivities that we are celebrated to, but to make sure always to link it back to the religious connection to All Saints, All Souls in the month of November, and no matter what the festivities are, to always link them to Christian values and Christian way of living. So I hope this helps to explain just a bit of what the meaning and significance of Halloween is all about, and I hope you'll return again to more Do You Know series questions as we continue reflecting on our lived faith experiences. Thank you very much.